Good morning. Okay, we are in Galatians 2, and this is Paul now, and he wants the Gentiles to be free, and he wants the Gentiles to know, the Gentile church to know, or Galatian church, I'm sorry, and the Gentile people to know what it means to have a true gospel faith. So he's responding to this false gospel that's going out there about them needing to be circumcised in order to be a Christian, basically, is what they're being told by others within that area. So he's going in to say, no, you're free in Christ. You don't need to be circumcised. So now he goes into this whole idea in chapter 2 that he wants them to know how Paul, was accepted by the apostles. And he kind of gives a little bit of a backstory on that. So we're going to jump in. Galatians 2, verse 1. After 14 years, I went up again to Jerusalem with Barnabas, taking Titus, so Titus would have been a Gentile, along with me. I went up because of a revelation and set before them, though privately before those who seemed influential. So I set before them the gospel that I proclaimed among the Gentiles in order to make sure that I was not running or had run in vain. But even Titus, who was with me, was not forced to be circumcised, though he was a Greek. Yet because of false brothers secretly brought in, who slipped in to spy out our freedom that we have in Christ Jesus, so that they might bring us into slavery, to them we did not yield in submission even for a moment, so that the truth of the gospel might be preserved for you. And from those who seem to be influential, what they were makes no difference to me. God shows no partiality. Those, I say, who seemed influential added nothing to me. On the contrary, when they saw that I had been entrusted with the gospel to the uncircumcised, just as Peter had been entrusted to the gospel to the circumcised, for he who worked through Peter for his apostle ministry to the circumcised worked also through me for the Gentiles. And when James and Cephas and John, who seemed to be pillars, perceived the grace that was given to me, they gave the right hand of fellowship to Barnabas and me, that we should go to the Gentiles and they to the circumcised. Only they asked us to remember the poor, the very thing I was eager to do. So this is saying that the apostles agreed that Paul was being used with the Gentile people. And also they asked that he remember to serve the poor while he was at it, which, makes sense. I mean, we saw Jesus giving the gospel and also healing people, serving the poor, serving people, as he was also explaining the scriptures to them. So that's a model there. So Cephas is Peter. So Paul is being assigned to evangelize to the uncircumcised or the Gentile people. And Peter was sent to work with the circumcised or the Jewish people. So Paul's just responding here to the false gospel and saying that, Gentiles can have freedom and they don't need to be circumcised. And that, he's been entrusted to give the gospel to them through the Lord, through Jesus directing him to do so. So that's chapter 2 of Galatians. Actually, that's not the whole chapter. I only read 1 through 10. We're going to start at 11 tomorrow, and we're going to go to the end of the chapter. Thanks for joining in. I hope this encouraged you today.